Good afternoon. At this time, we'll try to get started. I'm Pam Elrod, First Vice President of Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation, and we welcome everyone here today. This is an exciting, big event for Kentucky Lions and the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation. We're trying to keep this on schedule. The governor has a half an hour for us, so we're going to move pretty fast. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Lion Linda to tell us about the proclamation history.
First of all, I'll say it's a great day to be a lion. My name, if you don't know, is Linda Henry. I am president of the Hodgenville Lions Club. In November of 2008 in Oklahoma City, I stopped by the state office and said, "Why can't women be lions?" And they said, "They can." The following Thursday, I joined and became a lion. Moved to the great state of Kentucky in 2019 because I met a wonderful man online. His name is Butch. And we moved to Buffalo, and there was this great sign coming into Buffalo. It was a lion emblem. I said, I found my home. I found, a lion, and I found a Lions Club right before the pandemic. After it started, after it got over, I became active. This year, this year at our district convention, District K, we were reminded that this is the 100th anniversary of Helen Keller challenging us to be Knights for the Blind. And then our past president, international president, Brian Sheehan, reminded us, said, let's get our name out. Let us know what we do. So I took that to heart. And our wonderful governor, that following Monday, did a proclamation for another group. And I said, why not us? So my wonderful husband, who is not a lion, helped me do all the research behind the challenge that Helen Keller gave us and what it took to do a proclamation. And it took about a month. But we put it together, and I sent all the information, including supporting documents, to our wonderful governor. And that's why we're here today, because he saw what I saw, that we needed to celebrate this wonderful lady, Helen Keller, to be Knights for the Blind. And we needed to celebrate what Kentucky did from day one. The Lions of Kentucky were on board and working toward this vision. And my hope with this proclamation, not only will it make people aware what we do through the Eye Foundation, including from 6 months old, Governor, 6 months old, we can take pictures of these kids' eyes and we can get them diagnosed before they get to school. And we will do them up to 100 years old, and I use that age for a reason. But also, we do a lot more. And we need to, I'm challenging all you lions out there, tell everybody what we do. What about the tornadoes and the floods out east and, in eastern Kentucky, how we put our hands on, got people their glasses back, and everything else we do? Remember, lions. We are lions. We are Kentucky Lions. We are Knights for the Blind. And where there's a lion, where there's an eagle, there is a lion. We serve.
Awesome. Thank you, Lion Linda, for all your work to help us get to today. Like you said, it's a celebration that we're very excited about. We appreciate Governor Beshear sharing some time with us and helping to spread the word, because the work we're doing is very admirable. All of these lions in this room represent thousands more across the state of Kentucky, and without each of you, there wouldn't be people getting the answer to the question of, they're getting the answer yes when they ask for what they need from us. And so I'm grateful to be here, Lindy Lampkin, the Executive Director of Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation, to help you be a little more aware of Kentucky Lions and the work that they're doing, but also what our Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation is doing. Very passionate about our work, our team, and all of the folks that work, our Board of Trustees, and many of our volunteers. So just grateful for the opportunity to celebrate 100 years since Helen Keller's challenge. And I thought I would take the opportunity to introduce you a little bit more to the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation. For those of you who aren't familiar, those of you who can help us spread the word, at the end I'll wrap up with my own little challenge for each of you. So excited to be here and just to share some information with you. You may be aware, or it might be be a reminder that our foundation was founded in 1954. We've been governed by the Lions of Kentucky since the inception. We were founded by the Louisville Downtown Lions Club, which remains an active Lions Club. They've been providing service for more than 100 years, much like several of the other Lions Clubs in Kentucky. Our mission is to provide vision services through education, detection, prevention, treatment, and empowerment. And through our collaborative partnerships, we enable greater independence and increased quality of life for all Kentuckians while focusing specifically on children and adults with financial need. Our reach extends across the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, and we continue to work tirelessly every day to execute our mission. Our activities are supported by many, funds contributed by Lions Clubs, Lioness Clubs, individuals, businesses, foundations, our fundraising events, memorial gifts, where people honor a loved one who's gone on, bequests, and many of you here today who help fund our mission. We provide all of our programs and services at no charge to those that we serve. So obviously it takes many people who are passionate and give their time, talents, and treasures to make that possible. The support that we receive is vital because those programs would not continue to operate, like I said, if the funds weren't there for them. I could spend all day talking about the rich history of the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation, but as was mentioned, we don't have all day together, so I'd like to take the most of what few minutes I have with each of you. Our programs, you'll see here a little bit listed on our banner. They're listed in your programs, but I'd like to just walk you through each of those so you're aware of what those programs aim to do and how they help fellow Kentuckians. You may have seen when you came to our facility today, despite the rain, hopefully you saw one of our 2 vision vans parked in our parking lot. We have our vision van program that we started in 2002, where our staff and volunteers organize and conduct free vision screenings for children ages 7 and above and adults. And we provide those across the state of Kentucky. Those 2 vans are both housed with all of the vision screening equipment needed to provide a full vision screening in an indoor environment. Similar to a room like this, with access to electricity and passionate volunteers, we'll provide that free vision screening to people. Each year we screen thousands of Kentuckians at the Kentucky State Fair with our vision van program. We even provide screenings at the Churchill Downs backside to their employees. We do not allow language to be an issue. We serve people who have that need. We help companies with their health fairs, other community events, and really we need more interest in those 2 vans. I don't like to see them parked here in Louisville, so help us get the word out. We invest in that equipment, we provide the training, and it's a great experience to volunteer some of your time, whether it's at the fair or in your community event. You never know who might come to that free vision screening and what that might reveal and change their quality of life. Similarly, I should mention actually that since that program began in 2002, we've provided free vision screenings to more than 262,000 children ages 7 and up and adults. So a quarter million people. Our KidSight program is one that I'm very passionate about as well. I have 4 young children. I've never had concern that any of my children have any vision issues. When I go to the pediatrician and they ask, I can happily say, no concerns. I use one of our spot vision screeners that we own dozens of to take a high quality picture from about a 3-foot distance of my children's eyes, and that's what our volunteers do around the state to children ages 6 months and up to 6 years through this program. Children that can't tell you something's wrong, don't know something's wrong, the parents may not realize something's wrong. This will instantly produce the results, show if anything's out of range, and if it's out of range, we encourage that a parent or a loved one to go to an optometrist or ophthalmologist for a full exam. We see children who then are having a small treatment regimen, correct that vision abnormality, and they have a lifelong future that's bright for them. So it's a wonderful program that's really investing in our children, and much like the pre-K program that you're working on, which I think is fantastic. I live in Indiana, so you might need to talk to our governor too. But I just think that, yeah, right, I know, yeah, I did grow up here, so maybe I need to cross back. My husband may not like that. He likes being a Hoosier. But, you know, our children are our future. It can be a cliche, but it's true, right? And so this program, with the passionate volunteers and people who understand this device that's really not hard to use, the technology is tremendous, and we're seeing on average about 14% of the children screened through the Kentucky KidSight program are referred for a full exam to determine what concerns there are. I think that indicates that we're screening the children that need it most. The national average hovers between 5 and 10%, about 8% on most recent. So we're almost double that here in Kentucky. And so we are then arming those parents and loved ones with that information of how can we correct this and where it's not going to be but just a memory, right, for this child's long-term positive life. We have screened nearly 262,000 children since that program started in 2004 as well, and that's from all corners of the state, thanks to all of our volunteers. We're a staff of 3 full-time employees, all very passionate about our mission, but we could not screen all of those people, and children and adults, without our volunteers. Many of you in this room have done one of those screenings, so thank you. Our Patron Trust Fund program was created to help Kentuckians that have no insurance or limited insurance to receive sight-saving surgeries. We invest so that the cost is not a barrier for those Kentuckians. In fact, my folder on my little seat there has some checks to pay for some surgeries that we're making possible. Last week we did the same thing. So we have people right now somewhere receiving a surgery thanks to our support through that program. And so in the last 5 years alone, we've provided financial assistance through the Patron Trust Fund program to more than 180 individuals for those sight-saving surgeries. And so far this year, just shy of $50,000 invested, which may not sound like much to some people, but it's people who otherwise the answer would be no. Can you receive that surgery that will literally give you a bright future? So I'm grateful that we continue to invest in that. We also have our Holleran Trust Fund program that was established in 1967 by Mr. Holleran. It provides financial assistance to legally blind individuals who live in the Louisville metro and surrounding counties for quality of life enhancement, all different types of things based on the individual's needs. And that program has provided nearly financial assistance to nearly 200 people in the past 5 years alone, and thousands since its inception in 1967. Very excited to share our final program. KLEF offers our low vision clinic. You may have heard about it. We just opened officially in November 2024. This is our first new program in more than 20 years, and it answers a need much felt in our region, really, Kentucky and beyond. It's operated at the Charles McDowell Center here in Louisville. We're grateful for them to make that space in kind available to us so we don't have that expense. And it's also a great partnership. I mentioned part of our mission statement is collaborative partnerships. The work they're doing there is phenomenal and around the state. Independent living services, vocational rehab, to let these people continue to live fulfilled lives. So we're in the same building, and so that is just a really great partnership, and we're tremendously grateful. Since the opening in November, we've provided 64 individuals with low vision comprehensive examinations at no cost to those individuals. That investment is a little over $85,000 from our foundation so far this year in just the first 7 months, and I'm proud to say that we've already expanded. We're now past the pilot phase. Starting in August, we'll add a third clinic day to see more patients in that clinic. Some patients will be seen in that clinic tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you never know what that beacon of hope, what that means to that patient. Restoring independence, dignity, and joy for those individuals. We provide specialized care, advanced tools, and compassionate support that enables these individuals to reclaim their independence and quality of life through our low vision clinic. I'm very proud of our dedicated staff and volunteers across the Commonwealth who help the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation achieve our mission each day. Much like Helen Keller challenged Lions at the Lions Club International Convention in June 1925, today I want to challenge each of you to help us spread the word to your networks, to people you know about these programs that are available. We want to continue to say yes to provide these free vision services to those in need. Our work can't be done with just a few people, so I also challenge you to see where you might be able to give a little of your time. Be a volunteer. I promise you'll get more back out of volunteering than you gave. I started volunteering years ago in high school at the Ronald McDonald House, and a few hours of my time just felt like I wasn't worthy of what I got out of that, right? And so I've had a service heart thanks to my parents, and I know each of you have that same service heart. And Kentucky needs people like us who say, yes, I will serve, I will help you. So I encourage you to figure out how you can volunteer, how you can help spread the word about our programs, help get those vans out of our parking lot, get these cameras screening those children, help us provide those sight-saving surgeries to people in need. We have brochures outside. Our staff would be happy to answer questions. Our website has a tremendous wealth of information on there, kylionseye.org. That's KYLIONSEYE.org. And I just really encourage you and challenge you to please help more individuals access our programs and services. I'm excited to see what that looks like over the next 100 years. And I also want to challenge you to consider joining one of Kentucky's 143 active Lions clubs. I'm tremendously impressed at the continued investment in their communities. Lions serve, and with you joining that mission, you will make a lasting impact on other Lions, other community people, and the world. So thank you for coming to help celebrate the 100-year anniversary of Helen Keller's challenge. I look forward to each of you answering my challenge and seeing what we can do together in the next 100 years of service. Thank you very much.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce our governor. From an early age, Governor Andy's parents, former Governor Steve Beshear and First Lady Jane Beshear, along with his family and community, instilled in him the values of faith and public service. He's leaned on those values during his time as governor, especially during the global pandemic and the two historical disasters, Western Kentucky tornadoes and Eastern Kentucky floods. Much like Governor Beshear has made and kept promises to those in need, the Lions of Kentucky and the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation remain committed to serving fellow Kentuckians every day. The governor's administration has prioritized bringing new prosperity to every family and community in every corner of the Commonwealth. Similarly, KLEF staff and volunteers work tirelessly to serve people across Kentucky in all 120 counties. The governor and his wife, First Lady Brittany Beshear, along with their two children, Will and Lila, live in Frankfort and are members of Louisville's Beargrass Christian Church. It's my honor and privilege to introduce Governor Andy Beshear.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me today, and thank you for inviting me to take part in celebrating the centennial of the Knights of the Blind and the incredible work of our Kentucky's Lions Clubs. I want to thank Lion Pam for kicking us off and for that kind introduction, though I wish we'd only had 2 natural disasters since I became governor. We're now at 14, with one that hasn't been recognized in the last 5.5 years alone. So on behalf of the Commonwealth, thank you to all our Lions Clubs that are there every time, whether it's in your community or not, for everything you've done in helping the rebuilding of towns from Mayfield to my dad's hometown of Dawson Springs, to being there right now in London and in Somerset for people who are hurting. Thank you to Lion Linda Henry for her dedication to the Lions Club and her advocacy. She put together a pretty good application for this recognition, enough so that I wanted to come and to be a part of it myself. And then to Lion Lindy, thank you for that incredible discussion of the really important work that's being done here from someone who very early on had glasses and then contacts and eventually LASIKs. I recognize just the critical work that's done and how finding, especially in a child, that they need that pair of glasses, that they need that extra help, that they need to go to a specialist, maybe that they even need surgery, and if possible, doing it early can help so much in how they grow up and making sure that no one falls behind. And a big thank you to this program and the Lions Club for believing that everybody counts and that everyone should have opportunity. You know, right now in Kentucky, we're celebrating unprecedented success. And we've had more private sector investment, more new jobs. We've gotten picked for some of the biggest projects in the history of the United States. We built the 2 biggest battery plants that the world has ever seen. But this prosperity, as she talked about, needs to come everywhere, but also needs to be available to everyone. And the work that you all do helps make sure that everyone has a place, that everyone can reach that next step in their education or in their career. And so thank you for believing in each and every Kentuckian. I want to thank the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation for serving as leaders in vision care and research here in the Commonwealth for now nearly 7 decades. This building itself is a legacy created by the Kentucky Lions, funded, built, and then donated to the University of Louisville by the Lions Club. By the way, that's the University of Louisville that's headed to Omaha for the College World Series. We're hoping that Murray State joins them here shortly. We'd love to see both of those schools thrive. But your legacy isn't just etched in the structure of this building. It's within the thousands of people you have served in your communities, empowering those with low or no vision and providing sight-saving care to those that need it the most. Y'all are helping us live out our faith and values as Kentuckians by serving others through eye clinics, the Vision Van, and KidSight. And we'd love to connect you to our Office of Community and Faith-Based Services. We think there's a lot of groups out there that could really benefit from that van and these services. Thank you for offering eyeglass assistance in collecting and recycling of glasses. Most of us take for granted that everyone could afford a pair of glasses if they needed one. And that's just not true. It's finding these barriers that for an organization like yours or for a government like ours aren't a significant cost, but to that individual could cost so much to their budget that it's holding them back. It's much like the GED test that a couple of years ago we made free for first-time test takers, and we have tripled the number of GEDs that are secured each and every year by Kentuckians. I want to thank you for supporting organizations like Leader Dog that provide independent travel resources to the blind, but you just don't stop there. Your legacy includes raising funds and providing supplies and food boxes to our disaster survivors here in the Commonwealth. You all deserve a huge round of applause for your incredible work. The Lions Club motto, "We Serve," is well honored here in the Commonwealth. So on behalf of Team Kentucky, thank you for your service. And we're proud to support your efforts, especially as they relate to health care. It was on the third day that I became governor that I signed an executive order that protected health care for 100,000 Kentuckians that were otherwise going to lose it. But I was also proud to be the governor that expanded Medicaid to cover hearing, dental, and yes, vision. Medicaid will now provide that pair of glasses that can help get somebody back to work or simply help them in their life. We were proud to relaunch Connect, where we saw a record number of Kentuckians obtain coverage this year. So when we talk about building our new Kentucky home, we're talking about one that serves everyone, that lifts everyone up and leaves no one behind. Part of that for me is about living out my faith. I believe in the golden rule that says we love our neighbors as ourselves with no exceptions. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, that says everyone is our neighbor. I think about that parable, the Good Samaritan especially, with so much that's happening in our country and our world right now. And I always think about the fact that that Samaritan lifted somebody up and didn't kick them while they're down. If we follow our faith and values, these simple acts of helping folks who need vision screening, who need a pair of glasses, who need that box of food after they've lost just about everything and the love that comes with it, that's how we serve each other. And hopefully that's how we navigate these times that we live in and remind each other that we're supposed to love a lot more and judge a lot less. And that creates a much better Commonwealth and a much better country. Scripture guides us, so let us not become tired of doing good. For if we do not give up, the time will come when we will reap the harvest. This is our job of doing good things and being kind to each other. So with that, I'm proud of this group. I'm proud to be here today, and I'm proud to present a proclamation paying tribute to the Kentucky Lions Club Knights of the Blind during this centennial month. Congratulations. You want to hold that. You requested it.
You should.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you, Governor Beshear, very much for your remarks and for your belief in our work and the need for it. We are aligned in that belief, right? And the mission to serve others in any way we can. We remain steadfastly, relying on people to help us do that, and our volunteers help us get the job done, right? Your dedication to our Commonwealth is tremendous, and we appreciate all the hard work you do and your staff, and I know it goes beyond what we understand, so thank you for the behind the scenes, which often may get overlooked. I wanted to make sure we presented a copy of the proclamation to Lion Linda Henry, so that you can always remember your work and the hard work that you do. Thank you. It's just a perfect example that you never know someone who believes in something and goes for it. I know when we first talked, I thought, let me give you what you're asking for, how I can help, but it seemed bigger than what I could do. And I guess with all the research and all the time you put in it, but when your heart's behind it, you get it done, right? And that's what Lions do.
It takes one
Yeah, right.
To lead a campaign.
Right. Well, and that's why I always tell people our number is 262,000 screened through the Vision Van is wonderful, but sometimes that's hard to conceptualize. And so for me, I always try to give our Board of Trustees and some of our volunteers a mission moment, which to me is a story about one person whose life was changed, right? And so I could take you on a lot of those journeys of stories, but at our low vision clinic, it's someone who's nearly in tears because she can return to quilting. Another one who can return to knitting and make her great-granddaughter a blanket for when she's born. Those are the kind of things that we're making possible. It's a child who can see Mickey Mouse better at Disney World because he has glasses and his parents had no idea anything was wrong, right? And so it's just giving people that hope and being a source. We get phone calls, hundreds, a week. I mean, and just people don't know where to turn. And so we're trying to be that connector and help people realize that there are people out there that want to help you and are committed to helping you. So my sincere thanks to each of you for helping to celebrate today, helping to bring together some people who are passionate about good in the world. We need more good in the world, right? And the world needs more people like each of us who are passionate about our work. And so remember that challenge. Please help spread the word about the work that we're doing, right? We want to have those vans traveling the state. We want the KidSight cameras to be used. We want to screen many, many more people. It's just about each one. The big numbers are wonderful and very inspiring, but it starts with one and a desire to say yes. So as I mentioned, we have various informational materials outside available to you. Don't forget, our website is a tremendous wealth of knowledge. You can request a KidSight screening at your site. So, I mean, there's, ways to connect. Request a van for a community event you're aware of. Help our staff continue to be able to answer the question, yes, to people who have a need. And so, with that being said, any questions you have for our staff or any of the other volunteers in this room, please let us know. We encourage you to share a little fellowship while we have the opportunity to remain together. I wish you safe travels and thank you again for sharing some time with us. And we serve. Let's go do it.
Oh, yes. Oh, we got one more thing.
Forgot, yes. Do you want to share a little bit about that, Lion Pam? Yes, so this was a surprise, a good thought, so yes.
For $100 donation, you can become a life patron of the Kentucky Lion's Eye Foundation. So today, under my donation, on behalf of the trustees, we are making Governor Andy a patron, life patron.
So those funds will help go towards some of those surgeries that we're funding, so thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you.